My Line? Brought to you by New Corriga with NeoSeal, the denture adhesive that lets you eat hard-to-chew foods and enjoy every delicious bite. And now let's all play What's My Line? And now from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in papers coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
And on my left, just in from California, one of our favorite New Yorkers, Robert Q. Lewis.
On my left tonight, on this Labor Day weekend, a young lady who has been laboring to the delight of summer stock audiences all season long in a brand new play called Mrs. Dolly, Arlene Francis.
And now, dear gentlemen, and my neighbor up in Mount Kisco, where we have spent the weekend looking for our dogs and our sons, Mr. Bennett, Cerf.
And here, just heaving into view over the horizon, is that Tilton train tormentor of terrified panelists on television, Mr. John Charles Patrick Crowan Daly.
Well, this is an historic day, I must say. Bennett finally got my name right. Bennett, congratulations. John
Working on it all
Patrick
week.
Crowan. Bob Lewis, it's good to see you.
Thank you, John.
It's a lovely summer tan you've got there, too, I might say.
Thank you, sir.
Now, we've got some surprises for you tonight. You might as well get your blindfolds in hand because we've got real surprises. We're going to have two mystery guests, and you will need to put your blindfolds on almost immediately. We're going to have two mystery guests tonight, and the first one will be before the panel. In just a moment, we'll meet that first mystery guest after this word. As previously noted, panel, we have some surprises tonight, and the big surprise is we're to have two mystery guests, the first of which you will meet in a moment. As is usual for mystery guests, all the panel is blindfolded. Are the blindfolds in place, panel?
Yes,
sir.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? To remind you, panel, as is usually the case, we use the other form of questioning, one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise, and we will begin with the redoubtable Bennett, Cerf.
Well, I had an idea that this being Labor Day weekend, we might have Secretary of Labor words, but I don't think that applause would greet the Secretary of Labor. Have you got anything whatever to do with the Labor Department?
No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go. Nothing to do with the Labor Department, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you a motion picture star? No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Lewis.
Is it safe, then, to assume that you are not in the entertainment industry?
Well, yes, that's a nice time of year, don't you think? You know, there's one we'll be looking at the fall colors very soon. Yes, that's a very interesting question you've just asked. We will agree that as our mystery guest tonight, there is some relationship between the entertainment industry and our guest.
There is some.
There is some, yes. Miss Francis?
Have you appeared on television?
Yes.
Mr. Cerf?
Have you ever appeared in or near What's My Line?
No.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Have you ever appeared in or near Atlantic City? Yes.
Mr. Lewis?
Oh, one of those pretty ones.
That's what I...
Are you, then, taking Dorothy's lead, one of the contestants for the crown of Miss America?
No.
That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
What was the answer?
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
Are you, however, some sort of a contestant?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Will you ever miss something or other? You know, Miss State,
Well, that would be a
Miss
contestant,
Alabama,
yeah.
Miss Kentucky. You have ever anything to do with the pageant in Atlantic City?
Yes.
You did?
Oh.
Yes, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you the outgoing Miss America?
Yes, ma'am. Vonda K. Van Dyke, who is the reigning Miss America. And I would say, if I may, that I think you can be equally proud, if not prouder of the fact, because I remember the details from last year's pageant. You were elected Miss Congeniality, too.
Yes, that's right.
And that doesn't really need much explanation, but this is an election held among all of the girls who are contestants, and she was chosen by all her peers to be the best, liveliest, happiest, finest, and nicest girl there, and that's about as far as you can go.
And we were rooting in our living room for her, and she won. We never pick a winner.
Ah.
We picked her. I hope you pick a new winner this year.
Yeah. Well, actually, it'll be on Saturday next CBS. Oh, the summer heat gets to everybody. It'll be on CBS next Saturday, and you'll find out who the new Miss America is going to be. Have you had fun being Miss America?
Oh, I've had a wonderful time. I've traveled over 250,000 miles and been to a trip to Japan and been in almost every state.
Oh, wonderful. I was in your hometown, Phoenix, Arizona, last, late spring, you'd say. And you're going back to Arizona State, aren't you, to finish up?
Yes, I believe so.
And take your degree? What are you going to take your degree in?
Well, I'm a speech major.
Oh, good for you.
And I'm in the College of Education at the present
Ah,
time.
you're going to teach?
John,
Looks like it.
I followed you in Boise, Idaho this spring.
Constantly.
I believe it, Arlene.
With my luck, I got there just about 4 days after you had left.
No, that wasn't that was Vonda K's luck that you got there 4 days after. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And Miss America, we're proud of you and glad you had a happy day. Now, panel, let's meet a regular contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? H. Keith Bannister. Right, sir? All right. Mr. Bannister, where are you from?
Ogdensburg, New York.
Ogdensburg, that's up in the northern part of the...
Far north.
Oh, back in when would it be? 1939, I think. They had some military maneuvers up there, and I was up in Ogdensburg with the Third Army, I guess it would be. Or First Army, rather. Sorry. Well, it's nice to have you with us, Mr. Bannister. May I present the panel? And now, if you'll join me over here, we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. Panel, we can tell you that Mr. Bannister is salaried and he deals in a product. And we will begin the general questioning with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Thank you, John. Mr. Bannister, could I use your product?
You certainly could.
Sounds like something in the line of self-improvement. Would I be happier or better off or better looking if I used it?
I would certainly hope so.
Now, that is a very broad question, Dorothy, and we will agree in the context of the whole question, better off, the whole thing, that if you used the product and had what we could reasonably expect to be the proper result, that you would have a sense of well-being and be better off.
It isn't like a suicide pill or anything like that. Okay. Could I hold it in my hand?
Yes.
If I owned one of these things, would I be likely, when in use, to have it reasonably close to me?
Yes.
Might it be said that I would wear it?
No, I don't think we could say you would wear it. That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Lewis.
Well, now, Dorothy would use your product, Mr. Bannister. Let's see how to phrase this. Is it possible that this product would not be used by members of the male sex?
Is it possible that this product would not be used by members of the male sex? No, it is not possible that it would not be used. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Is it a product that you hold in your hand?
Yes.
You could. Mm-hmm.
Do you, if you do not wear it, do you apply it in some way?
No. This is pretty rough, you know. I suppose you could. Depends on which side of the coin you were looking at. You could say in a very general way that perhaps you applied it to yourself, but you'd probably argue with the use of the language if it was so done. But we'd agree that it's possible.
Does it have any moving parts?
Yes.
Well, I think here that Mr. Bannister is being very fair. I think here that your context of moving parts does not cover the one thing that Mr. Bannister had in mind, that is mobile or is moving.
How do you know that I'm not thinking exactly like Mr. Bannister does?
Well, I think I'd better leave that unanswered. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Bannister, does this product come in contact with the person that is using it?
Yes.
Does it come in contact above the waist?
Yes.
Does it come in contact above the neck?
Yes.
Does it come in contact with some part of the face?
On occasion.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Would this product be found in a barber shop?
Under certain circumstances.
It's a very interesting idea, but I don't think we would find it in the barbershop. 4 down and nothing to go. 6 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Mr. Bannister, is this solid rather than liquid?
Yes.
Does it come in various colors?
Yes.
Is it foldable and sort of squishy rather than very hard type solid?
Yes.
Is it ever to be found above the hairline?
Is it ever to be found above the hairline? Well, now, I don't think we would describe it as being found above the hairline. When you found it, it would not be above the hairline.
I don't mean when you discovered it, John. I mean, when it was in use, would it ever be above the... I don't mean, is that where you'd find it? I guess you'd find it in a store. Something, but when it's in...
Well,
when a person is coming in contact with it, is it ever sort of up there?
Well, we will agree that it's possible that it could come in contact above the hairline, right?
Yes.
Right.
And above the neck.
Oh, yes, if it's above the neck, it's above the hairline.
Well,
I'm very confused.
may I rule out that it is found in the mouth?
May you rule out if it's found where?
May I rule out that it is found in the mouth?
That it's found in the mouth? Yes. Well, I've got some friends who do funny things, but hopefully, yeah, I think you can rule out that it's found in the mouth.
Is this useful as well as decorative?
Yes.
Would it have anything to do with something that has nothing to do with cosmetics?
Would it have anything to do with something that has nothing to do with cosmetics? Boy. Yep.
Would you ever wear it to a football game?
Well, now, strangely, I would have to say that it's possible that it might be worn to a football game.
Where are you going?
But,
Well,
I just say it's possible,
if
right?
you
It's possible.
Yeah.
if you
Did say it
wore
wasn't
it,
worn?
You said it wasn't worn, John.
Well, it isn't.
It hasn't worn to a football game.
Well, you wouldn't wear it to the football game. See, now I'm afraid that
well, you might have it with you when you go to a football game.
Yes.
it is possible. I would say it has happened. I would not say it's the usual thing, would you?
And
No.
even at the football game, it would be above the neck.
It's possible. Everything is possible in this best of possible worlds.
Wow.
May I rule out eyeglasses?
Yes.
May I rule out false eyelashes or eye makeup?
Yes.
May I rule out the ears?
Yes.
Whose?
Somebody who goes to football games. I thought maybe it was earmuffs, really.
Yeah.
Got to give you one more minute because you're
All
not getting
right.
anywhere with
Is this worn by average Americans?
this. Well, it's not worn.
Well,
and
or used.
average Americans, in the context in which we've been describing it, football games, would not use it. You'd have to be a little bit of a...
Kook.
You'd have to be imaginative, let's put it that way. 5 down and 5 to go, Robert Q. Lewis.
Oh, boy, you got a squashable thing that comes in a lot of colors. It's used above the neck, and it has nothing to do with the ears or cosmetics.
And it doesn't go in the mouth.
And it doesn't go in your mouth.
And it isn't really worn.
And I wouldn't want one if I knew what it was. I thought you were on face cloths for a while or something, but obviously, am I safe to assume it has nothing to do with soap?
Yes.
With soap.
It then has nothing to do with cleansing the skin.
Yes.
It is then not used to keep one warm.
That will make it 6 down and 4 to go, and I'm going to throw all of it over. You got any ideas, Bennett?
Oh,
What?
Nose warmer?
Nose warmer. Oh, Tom, I knew if we let you go at it long enough, you wouldn't get it, and you didn't.
Not a nightcap.
No. How about a sleeping bag? Mr. Bannister is company manager for the Woods Bag and Canvas Company, right?
That's right.
And there are people, you know, it doesn't happen often, who would take a sleeping bag to a football game on a very, very cold day and then sort of drop into it and pull it around and sit there. You can't see much, but...
They may do that at Tilton. They may do that at Tilton, but they don't do it at Deerfield, John.
They don't? They don't?
Take sleeping bags with them to football games.
Well, we'll always hope that the Deerfield boys could improve. Now, you've just introduced a whole new area to them.
We use sleeping bags in Michigan, John. I just want you to know.
The thing that interests me, Mr. Bannister's company, I guess you've outfitted some of the big expeditions, the Bird Expedition and Sir Hubert Wilkins.
That's right.
You know? But the span of it, you can get sleeping bags for $20 to $160. The $160 one, I guess, has a built-in alarm clock.
A sleeping bag that costs $160?
Yes, ma'am.
Must have a beauty rest mattress inside.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bannister. It was nice to have you with us. And now we'll meet tonight's second mystery guest in just a moment. And now a second special feature of our program, the appearance of a second mystery challenger for which the panel is always blindfolded. And are the blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes.
Back on.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right. As you know, panel, we return again to one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise, and we will begin with Robert Q. Lewis.
Thank you. May I, are you in the entertainment world, sir or madam?
Aha!
What's that mean?
Is your kennel ever in motion pictures? No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
It's the Erie Kennel. Is your forte television?
Aha!
Miss Kilgallen.
I mean, yes. No.
That's yes. Mhm.
Are you a man?
Uh-huh.
No.
Oh.
It's a group movie.
That gives it, I think,
Yeah.
all the substance it needs. Robert Q.
Are you married to each other?
Aha! Most of the time.
Arlene.
One of the Gaboons.
No.
Oh.
Do you do what you do together? I mean... Most of the time. What? Most of the time?
Mr. Cerf.
this most of the time. Can we rule out the entire Gabor family?
Aha! Miss Kilgallen?
However, has one of you been known to do an impersonation of a Gabor on a nightclub or supper club floor?
No.
Two down, a date to go? Robert
No.
Q. Lewis. No.
Come on, they're
I
lost.
thought so, too.
I thought so.
Gordon and the answer was no on motion pictures. Am I correct, John?
Right.
Well, then it can't be Gordon and Sheila. When you work together, do you ever trod the boards?
Aha!
Miss Francis?
Which one did you have in mind?
Human justice?
No.
Anne and you?
They've been on.
There's been no call for a conference
yes,
that
quite
I
right,
remember
John.
where we
That's what
cease
you
to
think,
exist
John.
in this community dialogue until such time as a call for a conference has been made and permission to have one has been granted. Thank you very much.
That's a mystery guest to you, John.
Do you for the most part appear in serious plays rather than comedies? No.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Have either or both of you ever been on this What's My Line panel?
Uh-huh.
Miss Kilgallen?
As well as appearing together, are you capable, and indeed have you had acts separately?
You ever had that?
Mr. Lewis?
They've had
Have they ever had acts separately? Is it possible?
This is to say that they do not necessarily, when they are perform together, that they very frequently perform separately.
Did you both get, I hate this kind of question, but were you both at one time associated with Steve Allen?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
Does the gentleman do it is a gentleman and lady, isn't it? Well, they're married. They ought to be, yeah. I tell you, the world is changing so fast, you can't be sure about anything. Does the man do a regular quiz show? It's Alan Ludden.
Yes.
And Betty White.
And Betty White. Well, I must say, congratulations, Alan. You certainly didn't give him the password.
No.
You didn't give him the password.
And I'll put down my purse.
Yeah, but I like that question about being married, Arlene. That's the kind of question I asked when I was sitting over.
Which one of you was doing the barking? Which one was barking?
I was. That's my only other voice.
That was good fun because, well, yeah, we think of you both so much because we are all aficionados of password, as we hope you are of What's My Line. And we thought that we'd never have a chance to really fool you, but we held you up for a long time.
2 years ago, we fooled you less than this, actually, I think.
Yes, you're...
Yeah.
Well, that time you were meowing. Now you're barking.
Yeah. Well, we were fresh married that night.
You summer stock this summer, huh?
Yeah.
We summer stocked in Bellbook and Candle, and I did South Pacific. So.
And you did all of the daytime password, the evening password?
Yeah, password continues, thank heaven.
Yeah, the man just loves his work, that's it. Thanks
Yes.
to you both
Thank
for joining
you
us
very
on What's
much.
My Line. Well, you've done rather well tonight, panel. I give you some congratulations, and we'll all be back after this word. Well, again, Robert Q., it is always nice to have you here.
Thank you, John.
You look like you've had a glorious summer. May you have a wonderful winter, too. And good night, Dorothy Kilgallen.
Good night, John. Good night, Bob. Come again soon.
Thank you, Dorothy. Good night, Arlene, you pretty thing.
Don't say good night. Good night, everybody, and Bennett, dear.
You look beautiful, Miss America, John. Good night.
I knew the summer was getting to him, but I didn't know it had gotten to him that bad. That's what I didn't know. Good night, Bennett, and thanks to all of you for being with us on What's My Line.